So, small introduction. I'm William Bark. I am Marvey UK, which is a distributor for levelling in the UK, but also I am the Business Development Manager for Marvey, or SRM Group, and I am the Training and Research Manager for Marvey, which is our levelling system. I grew up in the industry. My dad was a 1960s camper van developer, and I am a motorhomer still, and now to this day. That's me and my dad away last year in the Highlands of Scotland. I came into the industry in 1998 and I set up a small company called Total. Wouldn't be known over here, but very much an accessory company in RVs and motorhomes. And in 2015 and 2016 I travelled to a large exhibition in Germany, a Dusseldorf camper show, and I was looking for something different to bring to our industry in the UK. And that is where I found Marvey. It wasn't very much a developed project then. It was some small jacks on a stand with a wonderful owner, Marco Santoli, and his sidekick, Claude Ledeen. They were great people. We took the product to the UK in 2016 and started selling, and Marvey grew into the largest independent levelling system supplier that year and has been ever since. I actually started with Marvey in 2017. Marco, who was the then owner, got a small problem in Sweden, and the small problem was his language. He couldn't speak Swedish, and he couldn't speak English. So he asked me to go over there, and I did the training for them in English, and I've worked for them ever since. Marvey themselves were originally SR Mechatronic, that top left-hand picture, and over the last 7 or 8 years have developed and been brought out. They're now part of a group of companies, the SRM Group, which have Mechatronic, Mechair and Marvey. They have 4 sites, 2 of which are production and 2 of which are storage, and also develop OE market equipment, namely over here the Kiwi sat, which everybody uses. And we worked in conjunction with Duncan to develop that. In fact, that was before my time. That was a decade or more ago, yeah. Marvey themselves now have got over 60 staff. We've got a group turnover exceeding 32 million Kiwi dollars, and we plough a lot of that back into research. Levelling itself, in general, is quite a basic system. It consists of a few items. Hydraulic rams. Every levelling system has one. Brackets, the part that fits it to your vehicle. Each one is developed independently for your vehicle. So if you have a Fiat camper van, you can only have one style of bracket. If you have a Mercedes, another. The pump, now ours is a 12-volt hydraulic electro pump, so we use 3.5–4 litres of oil. Not too much, not too little. We've got a 6-port pump, that's 4 independent feeds, 1 for each jack, and then 2 returns, that's front and rear in our case, and we can show you that working downstairs. We also have a handle on the side for manual retraction, so should you be in any position where batteries fail or for some reason wiring kaputs itself, then we can bail you out with our manual pump. And then we have our control panel. This is our existing control panel. It's very simplistic, power, manual, automatic levelling, up and down. Every part of our system is designed and built in Italy. So our jacks are from AMA, our brackets are made by a local engineering company, and the pump is designed and developed by a company called Tech Fluid, the specialists in hydraulic pumps and systems. Physically it's 67 centimetres long, 33 centimetres in its box tall, because it has to go in a box, and around 20 centimetres wide. Yeah, pretty much anywhere you need under your vehicle. We've got a live vehicle downstairs, you can see it underneath. It comes with a 3-part case. It's not an IP approved case, but it is a waterproof and a water resistant case. Our design and the differences between our levelling system and the others, we design everything in-house. Because we're all motor-owned people in our industry, especially in our company, everything is designed by us. So You can see the 3D designs of the brackets on the left. That one on the bottom left is new for Fiat next year. Here in New Zealand there are some issues with certification. So we have non-drill problems. So if you drill the chassis, you've got to double check everything. This new bracket doesn't need that. Duncan asked for it, so we provided, and it'll be released this year. Duncan also said that a majority of the market over here is moving towards the MAN manufacturers for vehicles. You have it as VW, okay? So that top image there is the new VW stroke MAN bracket. Again, non-drill, it fits directly to the chassis without any problems. And our control panel was looking a little bit dated. So this bottom right is the new touchscreen panel, and it is being shown here at the show for the first time anywhere in the world. It's not yet been released. Our fitting is also different. We train our fitters to make sure that everything is fitted seamlessly. We make sure that it works well with your RV. No one else does that. No one changes the design of their products. Once you've had a system, it stays like that forever, but ours doesn't. We do try to improve it. Morning folks. Our factory is an open house. You're all right? No problem. Our factory is an open house, so unlike a lot of motorhome factories around the world, we let people in. If anyone turns up to see us in San Marino, I'll be there. We can show you the production line from start to finish, including the jacks, the training room, even down to our aircon. We're completely open with everything that we do. And in our training schedule, we do it unlike anyone else. So every one of our dealers, especially Duncan here in New Zealand, we can do training in any which way we need to. We have in-house visits in San Marino. Duncan and the team have been already more times than I can remember. We have personal visits. People like me come to the actual factories here, and I'm doing training on Tuesday here in Auckland. And then we have a WhatsApp group that enables our fitting agents to get hold of me anytime, night or day. And of course it always ends in some food because we are Italian and that's what matters the most. So the training is pretty important, but for us the food is more important. We've a very extensive warranty and after-sales service around the world, but it's tailored to every country. So over here we have a 3-year parts and labour, as we all should. The levelling system does need to be serviced every 12 months, and once every 3 years it should have an oil change. The servicing is quite a light service, it's not an extensive one, but it just makes sure the operation is good. And in that time as well, we can make sure your software is up to date to make sure you're getting the best from your product. Apollo have a nationwide service network. I don't know how many agents they have at the minute. 26. So anywhere within the North and South Island it can be serviced, it doesn't have to come back to base. All parts are stocked locally. Duncan keeps amazing stock here in New Zealand, so there's no waiting for a shipment from Europe, there's no 6-week lead time. If you need anything to be sorted, it can be sorted within 48 hours, shipped from headquarters. And Duncan has a direct hotline here at Apollo, so you call the head office and you can be put in touch with either Duncan or Jared or Jeff, and they know everything about the product, and you can be back up and running within minutes of a phone call, so no stress involved. There's a lot of benefits to the vehicle with levelling, not just about the levelling but the actual vehicle. Creates stability. It's the first and the primary use of all levelling systems. Some people think it is to be level, but actually stability is the first thing, to make sure when you move around in the vehicle and when you're using the vehicle, nothing rocks and rolls and nothing moves. It prevents ovalization of tyres. Over in Europe, we store our vehicles for a long time. Our weather means that we will have our vehicle in storage for 3 or 4 months at a time, especially over the Christmas period. I don't know if it's the same here, but we do. Ovalization is a massive factor for us, so you leave your tyres in one place, they'll become cracked and separated. You can use the levelling system to take all the weight out of the tyres, so you're not worried about it in storage. Your fridge is always level. If it isn't level, it doesn't work. That's one of the key things with a fridge, especially if it's a triple fuel fridge. So keeping that vehicle level is always good for the gas in the fridge. And we add an extra level of security. A vehicle is much more difficult to move when the jacks are on the ground and the wheels are just spinning, and unless you've got that way to remove that levelling system, you're not going very far. The benefits to using Apollo, our chosen distributor here in the islands. So 12 years of working together. Duncan's been a partner with our group for longer than I have, but 7 years on levelling, and that's when I joined. So Duncan actually has a system here that is I would say one of the first systems ever supplied out of Italy for a levelling system. Duncan's the leading expert in the field of the RV supply industry. From satellites and aircons right the way through to levelling, no one knows more about it than the team over at Apollo, and that's why we choose Apollo to be our main distributor. Duncan's training and program support system is second to none. He is our most loyal visitor as far as getting to the training courses, bringing me over here to make sure I can help the other people, and of course he likes to eat the food in Italy. The largest dealer network, as we've already said. No one can touch Duncan as far as support all around the country. The team is constantly improving and growing. Jeff, who is reasonably new to the industry, he's been with Duncan for only 6 months now. Before the end of July, Jeff will have visited the factory in San Marino, will have done the tour, and will be a fully qualified installer. He's already qualified, but he'll be fully Italian qualified. He's got a large workshop based here in Auckland. It's only 45 minutes from here, on a bad run. It's only 45 minutes from here, and he has the facility to raise the vehicle as well. It's not a small workshop, it's large enough for 2 vehicles inside, and he stores plenty of stock. And that is pretty much everything you need to know, other than the fact that it's an amazing team that we work with. We have an amazing team as well, and that is levelling in a very short and sweet 20-minute presentation.